We have completed reading through Daniel 3:30, and if you've been following along in an English Bible translation, most likely you know that it's time to now switch to the story of Daniel chapter 4. However, if you've been reading the Jewish Publication Society version, it is not so. There is more content yet remaining in chapter 3 that in other English Bibles appears at the beginning of chapter 4. What's going on here? Well, this is the result of differing traditions of verse numbering. So let's go to our Hebrew Bibles, our Biblia Hebraica Stuttgartensia. We notice that there is indeed this content at the end of chapter 3, verses 31 to 33, functioning as sort of a doxology at the end of the story of Daniel chapter 3, rather than an introduction to Daniel chapter 4. Where do these differing systems of verse numbering come from? Well, obviously different traditions. And a powerful contribution to that tradition for Hebrew Bibles is the first ever Hebrew concordance. It's called Meir Nativ, which I've circled there on the title page. Notice this was printed 500 years ago, and I've referred you to a scholarly article on it there on the screen. Let me give you an example of what a page of Meir Nativ illuminates a path looks like. It's the entry that begins with Mem Lamed Kaf there on the left. Actually, the first time that there's a listing here is in Genesis 10:10 for the word for kingdom, which also derives from that verbal root. But then if you see the second one with the Yod Dalet Aleph, that's pointing to Genesis 14:1, where the word king appears for the first time. Unfortunately for our purposes, this first ever Hebrew Bible concordance omits all Aramaic, but I'm just using this opportunity to explain where different numbering systems come from in tradition. The numbers were sort of set with the first ever Hebrew Bible concordance. So as we continue our reading in the Aramaic of Daniel, we're going to treat Daniel 3:31, 32, and 33 indeed as part of chapter 3, and this video explains why there's that verse numbering difference.